wish you could come up here and say, everyone will stay healthy and everything. You have full attendance every day at practice, but that's just how it goes in this league. Guys are fighting through things sometimes throughout the week, and they're able to get out there at the end of the week. Like last week, high battle to get out there, couldn't get out there. But I think it's something that we understand as a team, and everyone's ready to go in case this happens, that happens. And I think that's something that kind of comes up week in and week out. You don't know who it'll be, but I think everyone understands you got to stay ready to go. We see it every day in practice, and it's going to be the same. And then you can add in his mobility. Not to knock Tom, who's closing in on 1,000 yards, but Aaron might, move a little bit better than him. So I think it's going to be all of that, and that's not to take away, from any of those guys out there, Jimmy Graham, Adams, Brown, all of those guys. And I think the biggest thing you understand is like playing offense. Anyone who's on the field is a target. Like they could be the primary guy on any route combination, any play, third down, first down, red area, 4th and 4. Like you don't know who he's going to go to. He's going to go to who he thinks is the best matchup. So everyone has to play well Sunday night.
Devin, is one of the things you take from the Rams game how difficult Adams is to single cover because Marcus Peters had trouble on it?
Yeah, I mean, you can look at the whole season though. Davante Adams is a great receiver. I mean, we got to see it firsthand his rookie year when we went down to Green Bay and had to play against him. He was really tough then. So you just add the years since 2014 and his continued progress, improving. He's a handful. I think you've seen him against the top corners on every team, and they don't care. They'll go to him. They'll go to him in key moments. They'll go to him down the field, intermediate. So he's a guy that everyone on defense has to be aware of, not just a guy covering him.
One of the other tough things about the Packers, sometimes when they go spread, like 3, 4 guys, and get a running back there, they'll still run the ball. So you can't, some teams they go spread, you sort of know they're going to pass. The Packers will run like that.
Yeah, because it's Aaron. Like he sees it. You go and you try to just play pass. They'll do a draw play, and that's what you saw at the end of the Rams game. You hit a draw play, and Jones is gone now. He's one-on-one with the safety, makes a miss, 30-yard touchdown. So it's just not as easy as saying, it's a really good offense and they can pass the ball really good, so we'll just play pass. Like you do that, and we'll give up 200 yards rushing easily because Rodgers is reading what we're in. He knows what coverage we're in. He knows what we're trying to disguise. So we got to make it tough, but you got to also understand we got to do things really well Sunday to go out there and play good and get a win.
Is it a cloak and dagger thing where you can't really disguise it, or is it that even if he knows what you're in, like you said, you just have to play it the best you possibly can play it?
It's a mix of that. There's not going to be many times like we do something and it's going to be like, wow, he never seen it, and we get a free play. If it happens, we'll take it definitely. But no matter what we disguise, it'll come down to how well we play in our zones, how well we play man-to-man against a guy, how well we play blocks to stop the run. Like, that is what the game is going to be. You're not going to just trick Aaron Rodgers, 80% of the time. It's just not going to happen.
Dev, I know you guys are not much for looking back, but at the midway point, are you happy with where this team is? 6-2, looking forward to the second half?
I honestly don't even think about it. We don't even – we have like a board that shows the next 4 opponents. As it gets to that fourth opponent, I don't even know who's next a lot of times. So we're just trying to stick at it, trying to keep getting better, keep competing. If you would ask me to be in a season where I want to be midway through the season, I want to be undefeated. I think that's everybody. You want to win every game, but you're not. But I think we have things that we still need to work on and improve. But there's some things we do well, and we have to keep doing those. And hopefully it all comes together as we keep progressing and playing games.
Devin, when you guys have played Chicago with Matt Nagy, you played the Eagles and the Chiefs, Peters and Andy Reid, you can say, well, that offense is similar to the other offense. With McCarthy and Rodgers, is there another offensive concept or
It's
that they're similar to, or is it kind of Aaron Rodgers' offense?
I think it's all from like that same tree. But I think we get first class like tradition of the NFL through Bill on morning meetings where it's like it's all coming from a single or 2 or 3 trees. But I think each time you get a branch that comes off it, you get a little bit different. So there's definitely some things that show up because of the West Coast offense kind of with McCarthy and being there with all all of those guys, but it's just different. You know, the Packers have their own offense, like you just said. You add in Aaron Rodgers, a little bit different, you know, than playing Mahomes or, you know, Trubisky, younger guys. You get a veteran guy who's been at it a long time. But some of the concepts are similar. But I would say, you know, throughout the season, there's a lot of common concepts through almost every team we play, just because football is football. What it was 50, 60, 70 years ago, it all, you know, changed a little bit, but the main concepts kind of stay the same.
What does Trey Flowers bring to the defense for you guys?
Really good player. I think it's very noticeable when he's not out there for us. I think his energy. He's one of the guys that is a technician in everything he does, whether that's in the run game, in the pass game. He's versatile, that he can play inside for us. He can play outside. He can, you know, stand up on the edge and cover at times. So he's just one of those guys that I think when he's not in our defense, we really lose a lot. You know, he's a great player, and he's quietly, I think, one of our best leaders because he does everything by example.
Have you seen Aaron Rodgers affected at all by that knee because of his scrambling?
No, I just think he's smart. Like if he has to run, he'll run. You know, you saw him against Detroit. They go empty. He drops back, hits his back foot, and runs a quarterback draw. But he sees the defense, it's wide open, so he takes it. You know, I think at times when he needs to run, he'll run. But I think throughout his whole career, he's never been a guy that wants to drop back and just run anyway. But if he has to, I think you watch him, he still can make all the plays with his legs.
Is there another quarterback that forces you to cover as long as you do with him and the mobility to keep plays alive? Roethlisberger is the guy that has mobility, and he'll look to throw, it seems, first before he's going.
Yeah, it was times like that, I think, with him. Even earlier this season, playing Kansas City with Mahomes, his ability to buy time. So that's come up, especially for me. Like in my 9th year, we've played guys, like when I played Ben my rookie year, it felt like a track meet because of how much he would hold the ball, and then it was just nothing but fast guys running around out there. And I think this is a little bit of that. If, you know, Aaron doesn't throw it when he hits his back foot and get it out there, all of these guys instantly get into something else that you can tell they practice. Like, hey, it's scramble time, and everyone's going somewhere else on the field that they didn't originally start with. So that's something we talked about this week, being able to plaster. No matter how good our rush is, there's going to be plays in the game that Aaron Rodgers is going to buy time and try to get the ball down the field. That's the times that we need to plaster and beyond guys, no matter if we're in man or zone.
Part of that 2014 game, I felt like you were plastering the whole game,
Mm-hmm.
part because of your own approach of like up front, you know.
Yeah, because it's one of those things that you rush him, but you also have to rush smart. You can't, like, he's a guy, like, if all 4 guys run up the field, he'll just move up in the pocket. He either have a great lane to throw, you know, a ball, which he's already too accurate. So that's the last thing we want to give him. And then if you are in good coverage, he'll buy time or he'll run. So, you know, I think it's easy from the outside looking in. You say just rush him better and get to him. But there has to be a plan. Like, you have to execute it and make it hard for him. Because it all works together. Like, no matter how well we cover, if we don't rush well, it won't matter if these guys are getting there in 2 seconds, but we're, you know, too deep and we're not competitive. That won't matter either.
Does that game have relevance at all? I mean, to your preparations?
A little bit. You know, I think they might do some things, but, you know, that was a long time ago. Like, you know, we watch that film now, guys are looking like, oh, man, you were still playing back then? So, you know, it's not many guys that was, you know, on our defense, but I think concepts and X's and O's, that's always a part of it. Because I'm sure, like, there's still some things that we do that we probably did in that game. There's still some things they do. So those could come back up, but we'll have to see.
2 final questions for Devin.
Devin, this past Tuesday was the trade deadline that the Patriots didn't make any moves. Is there a sense of relief at all in the locker room? And now you know this is the unit you're going to go the rest of the season. Get at it, guys, a little on edge at all.
I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I think guys, especially last week with us having a Monday night game, I don't know how much guys think about it. I'm sure they do. But I don't know if we're all in here, like, you know, who's going to be here, who's not going to be here. You know, I think everybody, like, when we finish that game Monday night, I think a lot of guys are like, damn, we got to move on fast. Like, we got a tough game coming in here Sunday night, and we only have 1 day off where, you know, it's a day off, but it's a day we got to now catch up, you know, on Green Bay because we had a day, you know, ahead of us. So it could be a little bit of a mixed bag. but I think guys are, locked in. I think guys are very professional. They know if they're on a roster, their job is to go out there and execute whatever they're asked to do the next week. And if you don't do that, you don't have to worry about being traded because you won't have a job. So I think guys kind of focus on that.
Devin, how do you feel like this team's conditioning level is right now, and how much does it stress your conditioning when you go against a quarterback who can extend plays like Rodgers can?
The conditioning level is more of a Moses Cabrera question. But I think we're in decent shape. Like I think at this point in the season, we've seen some teams where we've had to gut it out and be out there 80-something plays. I think Green Bay's probably averaging around like 75 plays. So we're fully aware of what the game could turn into. But I always say I don't care how much you run and think you're in condition. It comes down to being able to execute. Against a good team that has a good quarterback that. Even when you're running around and everybody's tired, he's going to throw a ball on the money. So, that is the hard part of going back and lining up and playing. So, I think we're a good mental and physical condition to go do that. We just got to do it Sunday.
Thanks, Devin.
Thank you.